Hi golfers, Rob Cheney here from GOLFTEC Singapore. Today's video we're going to discuss one of my all-time favourite drills. It's the ultimate ball striking drill, and I guarantee it will improve your ball striking immediately.
Swing. That was a good swing.
So the drill I'm about to share with you is one that we've discussed before in one form or another. It really is my go-to favourite drill as far as encompassing many different aspects of players' problems and bringing them together under one single drill, helping people to improve their ball striking. And the reason this video is being shot today and I'm doing it again is it came up so often this week in conversation through lessons taught and also during the Stack and Tilt show that I did with Nick Taylor, the live YouTube show I did a week or so ago with Nick. It's a drill that Nick himself was doing and was prescribed to him by a Stack and Tilt instructor, Mike Bennett. And as I say, I see so many benefits from doing this drill, so many people improving in such a short space of time that it seems right to share it with you again. And with so many new subscribers in recent weeks, the video was shot months ago. I'm not even sure if everyone's seen this. So I felt it was very important to put this drill back out there and make sure that if you're aware of it, it's a great refresher. If you're not aware of it, it's probably the most important golf drill video you're ever going to watch. So in a world currently dealing with a global pandemic, I'm going to deal with the golfing pandemic that exists in every single player that I tend to come across. It's that inability to strike the golf ball consistently through poor control of the radius of their swing, meaning their inability to move this club around them, come back down and strike the ball solidly and control the arc of the sweet spot of this club. That will usually result in a number of poor shots, but most specifically hitting behind the ball, topping the ball, thinning the ball, mishitting the ball on the face. That lack of contact consistency is really what every single one of you is looking to improve, because the number one request I get on a daily basis is that I want to be more consistent. And what that really means is that you want to find the center of the club face more consistently, control the low point more consistently, and produce shots that look more similar to each other rather than those random shots, those poor shots that are interdispersed between your occasional good ones and then all of those bad ones. My name for this drill is the hit hard, stop quick drill. Certainly seen it used in many different places and called different things, but that's my preference for how I describe this. It's perfectly suitable for all levels of player. I want to be clear on that. You can benefit from this drill if you're a beginner, and you can also benefit from this drill if you're a more elite player, and everybody in between. I still use this drill to help me get back on track when I lose my ball striking. And as I mentioned earlier, Nick Taylor himself was coached with this drill for a period of over 3 hours of hitting balls where he wasn't allowed to follow through past this point here, let's say the end of the mat. So make sure you understand this drill is not for beginners, it's not for elite players, it's for everybody. I see everybody benefiting from this. So the hit hard, stop quick principle is you will make a swing, a backswing that you're comfortable with to begin with, and as you hit, swinging relatively fast, you're going to stop the swing as quickly as you can after impact. And in my previous video that I did on this, I would tend to swing probably as a guide somewhere up towards right arm parallel with the ground or the shaft parallel with the ground. But I'm actually just going to take it one stage further today and really help you to do this even to a greater extent and stop sooner. So the drill today, make a backswing, let's say half backswing, 3/4 backswing to start with, hit hard and try to stop the golf club as quickly as you can after impact. So you're putting the brakes on and slowing this club down very, very quickly. And in order to do that, you're going to need to do a number of things. The great thing about this drill and why it works so well is it forces a number of things to happen without you having to think about it. It forces your wrists and arms to move in a particular way, and how you would lag the club and uncock the wrists at the right time. It forces you to move your weight and your body differently. It forces you to extend your body through your legs, your pelvis, your spine, it extends your body through the ball. So a number of benefits here can be achieved just through this one drill. And those of you familiar with the stack and tilt 10 words, this drill takes care of at least 8 of those 10 words, and to an extent all 10 of them. You think about weight forward. When doing this drill, I prescribe golfers to put 80% of their weight on their front foot. So you want to start with your weight forward and keep it there. When you think about the shoulder down part of the drill, the 10 words in stack and tilt, when you make a backswing here, you still want to move your left shoulder down, and as you hit and stop quickly, your right shoulder is now going to be lower than your left. The arm straight part of this exercise should be hopefully very clear for you to see. The real key to this drill being successful is that the arms stay extremely straight, helping you to control the radius of the swing and control the low point contact and where you hit the ground. Tucking the hips is also taken care of via the weight forward, stopping quickly. The body has to extend. You can't stay bent over try and do this drill because your arms will flex. So hitting hard, stopping quick forces you to extend, and that extension in stack and tilt is the tucking hips part. And the final 2 words are hands in, which is really the description of how the hands move around you on the backswing and the follow through. So I'm still moving my hands on an arc even when I do this drill. So the 10 words of stack and tilt are all taken care of just in this one exercise. So let's hit one. Backswing, comfortable length back, hit hard, and stop as quickly as I can after impact. Okay, first one pretty good. The expectation here is quality of strike. Hitting the center of the club face, striking the ball first and the ground second, really getting the sensation of compressing the ball correctly. Weight forward, manageable backswing length to start with, swing quickly, hit hard, and try to stop the club immediately after impact. You'll notice where I finish here, how I've had to really extend my body away from the ground, which is the correct motion of extension through the ball that all of the best players demonstrate. There's nobody who's any good who's not learning to or extending through the golf ball with their body. One of the factors that contributes towards that, and one of the pieces that needs to be present for that to happen, is the weight needs to be far enough forward in the first place, just prior to impact, for the body to then be able to extend to pull the club away from the ground. So it's a great way to learn to bend your body and your spine backwards through the ball in order to hit the ball higher and to hit the ball farther. If you watch the stack and tilt show that I did with Nick, he describes how he went to the driving range with Mike Bennett for a lesson, and for 3 hours straight hit these balls like this. Okay, he hit the ball every single time. He wasn't allowed to swing beyond just after impact. If you can visualize the end of the mat here, he was out on the grass hitting these balls, and he's having to stop immediately after impact for a total of 3 hours hitting balls. And he then describes how the very next day he went to hit balls, and the first shot he hit on the driving range by himself, he's gone to practice the day after his lesson, the first ball he hit the day after that drill, he still describes as the best ball striking or the best shot he'd ever hit at that time. He said it was astounding for how good the ball striking was. And everything that I see with this drill, every single person who gets this drill, I see similar results. People immediately start striking the ball better than they ever have before. So let's cover some of the common mistakes with this drill. Number one, swinging too far. The idea that hit hard, stop quick means exactly that. Hit hard, stop quick, not hit hard, stop a little bit shorter than you maybe would have done before. So people still misunderstand this drill and swing to a length of follow through that they're still comfortable with. They're not pushing themselves and being strict enough with the length of the follow through. They're really not controlling it and stopping. And sometimes that's because they're trying to hit the ball too hard to start with, and their mechanics, their swing aren't quite in place yet to be able to stop the club soon enough. If that's you, if you're filming yourself and you're doing this drill and you recognize that you're still swinging through far and your arms are flexing, you must take the level of intensity down to the point where you can do this exercise a little bit slower, but still stopping quickly. So you still want to hit with force, but you might need to take that down a notch. And for the beginners amongst you watching this video, learning to swing the club from sort of hip height through to this spot here will really help you. So small ones to begin with. Start small and make sure you stop quickly. That sort of length there and that sort of speed would be perfectly appropriate if you're struggling with anything faster. So that's the first mistake I see here. The second question I get the most on this drill is, when can I start to do a full swing? And what's interesting really is, as you watch people develop with this drill, their hit hard, stop quick swing starts to gradually, I've already touched on this really, it starts to gradually get longer and longer, to the point where when you ask them to sort of make a fuller or harder swing, they end up finishing in what would be a really good spot. Okay, it's a shorter follow through than where they normally be, and it helps them to hit the ball extremely well. I want you to understand that that should be your full swing. That's it. No more necessary. Don't want to see this club wrapping around you. So learning to hit hard, stop quick, and control that radius of your swing, as I talk about, is as much as you ever need to do, because the quality of your contact will have improved so much. You'll hit the ball a good distance that you won't need to swing past any point that you've currently got to. So short follow-throughs are the way you should think about the swing, and short follow-throughs should become the norm for every single one of you watching this. Here are a couple of swings that I made, one from me and one from Nick when we played at the weekend. And these are full shots, okay? We're hitting full shots with irons into greens. Notice the length of the follow-through, okay? They're short follow-throughs relative to what they could be. They're not big, long, wrap-around follow-throughs, okay? And there's a reason for that. I promise you, your ball striking will improve greatly if you stick to the concept and the understanding that your follow-through should be much shorter than it currently is, much shorter than you think it should be. The final question I get on this, and got a lot of comments on the last video from a few months back, can you do this with the driver, or can you do this with the other clubs? And the answer is absolutely yes. You can do this exercise with every single club in your bag. Just make sure you start out at a place where you're able to achieve some success. And usually that will be in the wedges and the irons to start with, building up your ability to swing fast and stop quickly. As the club gets longer, the swing speed is going to increase. Your ability to stop and control the follow-through will be more difficult. And I think a lot of people find that when they go to a hybrid or a driver and they try to do this exercise, they're swinging faster and immediately they start to lose their ability to stop with any degree of control. If that's you, gradually build up through the irons, and then when you do get to the longer clubs, as I touched on a few minutes ago, take the speed down to begin with. So even doing drivers with this, you can still keep the swing short, control the follow through, and then build up the speed. I promise you that your ball striking with all the clubs can benefit hugely from this drill. Just stick to the rules, which is making sure you stop as soon as possible after impact in order to control the radius, control the low point, and really help you find the center of the club that much more often. Guys, thanks for watching today. I hope for those of you who've never seen that drill before, it is as useful for you as it is for the majority of the players that I show it to. And for those of you who saw my previous video on that drill, I really hope it served as a good reminder to go back to that exercise to help you rediscover your ball striking when it starts to elude you. I promise you, I still use that drill myself. It's an exceptionally useful drill to help me get my swing back on track, to get my ball striking back to where I want it to be. So trust me, this drill is for every single level of player. Take the pieces from today's video, use the follow through and the stopping point just after impact in the follow through, go and hit some balls, and do jump down into the comments and let me know how you get on. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you enjoyed today's video, please do give it a like and consider sharing it with your golfing buddies. Until next time, guys, I'll see you again very soon for another video.